What's good, R&B squad? This is Heart of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new here, welcome. We don't believe that you're here by accident. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is, of course, always happier. So I have a word. It came from a dream that I had. And this can apply to you if this is something that you're experiencing right now. It can apply to you if you are standing for your kingdom spouse and you guys are currently in separation, if you're dating your kingdom spouse right now, or if you have not met them yet. The running theme that the Lord gave me is that this is going to be a quick series of events, okay? So if you're waiting to be reunited with your kingdom spouse, that's going to happen quickly, and then everything else that I'm about to describe is going to happen quickly as well. The other thing is that if you're dating your kingdom spouse, these events are going to take place quickly. If you have not yet met your person, when you meet them, it will be a quick progression of things leading up to this point, okay? So in the dream, there was this man and this woman, and I was made to understand that they were an engaged couple, okay? Now, they kept looking for an opportunity to be intimate. They kept looking for an opportunity to fool around. And from what I understood, because as I've mentioned many times in previous words that I've put out, the Lord allows me to know what these people are thinking and feeling in these dreams. So I knew that the person that was really hot and ready, I mean, it was like Little Caesar, she was hot and ready, was the woman. She was the one that really wanted this thing to happen. And I'm not saying that the man didn't want it. He wanted it too. But there was an issue. He was very busy. So he kept having to go off and do something. And it could have been something work-related or something family-related every time they were about to get intimate. So they'd be about to get intimate, they'd be alone, and then he would get an important phone call and he'd have to go off somewhere. So the scene switches, and the young lady and the young man, they're sitting in his car. Now, sitting in the back seat of the car is a gentleman who is a friend of theirs. Apparently this is a good friend because they're discussing all their stuff. They're putting out all their business in the open while he's sitting there. And at one point, the young man excuses himself. He leaves to get something done. And so the young woman and the other man in the back seat remain in the car. So then the woman says to the man in the back seat, you know, we're actually not being very careful by saying all of these things in front of you. And then the man goes, oh, it's no problem. You guys are, everything you're saying here is safe with me. You can talk to me, more or less. And then the woman says, you know, we shouldn't even be doing this. First of all, wait a minute, hold up. First of all, she expressed her frustration at the fact that this man kept having to go off somewhere every time they were about to be intimate. And then she says, but on the other hand, we really shouldn't even be doing this. We're playing with fire because we're just engaged. And that was the end of the dream. And then, before I woke up, there was another part of the dream where there was another situation with a young woman who was also engaged. But she was getting ready to fool around with another guy because she was burning, okay? And she wasn't able to have sex with her kingdom spouse because of the fact that, well, they weren't married yet and they were supposed to be waiting. But she was getting ready to fool around with another guy. And that was the end of that part of the dream. So here's the way the Lord broke it down. This can apply, I get the feeling that this applies to two very different groups of people. Now, the first group, whoever you guys are, there's going to be an engagement coming up. That's going to happen very soon. There was emphasis on swift. So even if you do not know the person, if you know the person, then great. Even if you guys are in separation or you're dating or whatever the case may be, just know the engagement is going to happen soon. For the persons that don't know their person, when you meet this person, it's not going to be very long before you guys take that step to be engaged. The Lord is going to set it up that way, okay? The other thing is that you guys are going to be burning. Y'all are going to be, listen, I make jokes about this and I laugh sometimes, but this is no laughing matter. I'm a human being too. And as a Christian woman, I know the difficulties and the struggles of abstaining and waiting until marriage. So I know that it is no laughing matter. Sometimes I make light of the situation because we got to laugh our way through it, right? But I know that it is no laughing matter, and I know the seriousness and the gravity of the situation, okay? That being said, the Lord, the man in the back seat represented the Lord. Notice that he said, what you're saying to me here is in total confidence. What you're saying is safe with me. He said that to the young woman. So this is the Lord saying to you and your person when you guys come together. It's okay to tell him and be honest with him when you guys pray together and when you pray individually. It's okay to let him know that you're burning and you're struggling and you're having a hard time. Okay? He's the Lord. He already knows. So if you tell him, you're not going to be telling him anything that he doesn't already know. And the fact that the man kept leaving all the time, the fact that he kept having to go off and tend to something, now that was the Lord. The Lord was the one that put it in place and set it up, that this man is so busy that every time they were about to be intimate, he had to leave. That wasn't an accident. So the Lord is saying to you, he is going to put certain things in place to help the two of you, so that if you find yourselves in a compromising situation, you're not going to go all the way and have sex, or you're not going to be intimate at all. You know what? Scratch that, so that you guys wouldn't be intimate with each other at all. There will be no sexual intimacy. So he'll be protecting you guys on the one end by setting certain things up and putting certain things in place so that you guys don't have the opportunity to do it. But on the other hand, there are going to be instances where you're going to be alone, and that is where you have to exercise self-control. One of the fruit of the Spirit is self-control. So that is something that you guys are going to have to learn through this situation. Okay? And notice the woman knew good and well. She said, we are playing with fire. We are only engaged. So basically the Lord is saying, for whoever this is for, do not play with fire. Okay, when you guys come together, yes, you're going to be burning. Yes, the desire is going to be strong. These two people, listen, the energy between these two people. I was thinking that a baby would pop out somewhere just from them looking at each other, because the energy between this couple. So these were two people who were burning up, okay? But the Lord is saying, just because you're burning, do not play with fire. And then the other half of the dream, where there was the other young woman who was looking to be intimate with this man. Whoever you are, your person, and this could be for a guy as well, you can flip it. Your person may be the one who's stronger in the sense of abstaining. They may be stronger where that is concerned. And so you may be the one struggling more than them in that area. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, okay? Now, this may cause a certain amount of frustration in you, but don't go looking to fool around with somebody else. That is playing with fire as well. First of all, you'll be cheating on the person that the Lord ordained for you to marry. You guys are already engaged, so you're already halfway there, and you're going to be cheating on them by being with this other person. And also, you're just going to mess everything. You're going to ruin your promise, and you don't want to do that. So let this be fair warning for whoever may be thinking, if you're even thinking, if you're already engaged and you're thinking that there might be a person, another person that you could get some quick sexual gratification from, don't do it. And repent about the thought. Repent for even having the thought, okay? And even if you're not engaged yet and you're waiting to be reunited with your person, or you're waiting for the Lord to bring your person into your life, or you guys are already dating, do not get frustrated and grow impatient and go have sex or be intimate with somebody else. That is, you're going to be making a huge mistake. Not only are you sinning against the Lord and sinning against your own body, but you're messing with your promise, and it's not worth it. Okay? So I hope that this message bless someone, and I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.